Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'll be doing a solo playthrough of Dune, Imperium, Uprising. Let's get rolling. Alright, and I'm all set up now to play a solo game of Dune Imperium Uprising. So I will be playing with the Imperium Row Churn variant today so that these cards will kind of cycle out. And I am playing as Princess Irulan, the galactic princess, I guess. I'm playing against Lady Fenring and Baron Harkonnen. Lady Fenring is blue, Baron Harkonnen is red. I am this sort of tan color, and so I'm pretty excited. My ongoing ability is Imperial Birthright. It says when I reach 2 influence on the Emperor track, then I can gain an intrigue card. And my signet ring ability is Chronicler's Insight. You may choose on your signet ring, you can acquire a card that costs 1 persuasion to your hand. So for example, this card here, I would be able to acquire it to my hand. Or I could trash a card from my hand, and if the card I trash has a cost of 1 persuasion or more, gain 2 spice. I don't know how effectively I'm going to use that ability, but I might just use that to trash starting cards. So let's take these 3 objective cards and shuffle them up, and we're going to give 1 to each rival and 1 to myself, and that will determine the first player. What else? I am playing with the Cho module today. The 2 contracts on the board are Highliner and Sardaukar, which are both pretty cool. And all right, let's deal me first. I've got the Ornithopter. Lady Fenring will be first, and Baron Harkonnen will be second. So she's got the Desert Mouse. He's got the Crysknife. And I've got this here. So let's give Lady Fenring the first player token, and jump into it in a minute. What's the first conflict here? Oh man, it's the Desert Mouse, so we don't want Lady Fenring to get an early point. But the rewards are just Solari, and interestingly, you gain more Solari for second place than first. But let's now get the top 5 cards from my deck. My starting deck here, and oops. Oh, what did I bump? Bump that at some point. Okay, I have Convincing Argument, Dagger, Signet Ring, Seek Allies, and Reconnaissance. So we will start with Lady Fenring. Let's get going. She is going to either deliver supplies or go to Highliner. So this is determined by the conflict level. We're on conflict level 1. So she's going to deliver supplies, and that means she is sending an agent here and going up 1 influence with the Spacing Guild. Baron Harkonnen is next. He's got Research Station, so he's going, whoopsie, already making a mess of things. And he's going to recruit 2 troops, and it is a combat space. So he's got 4 troops in the conflict. Now, what am I going to do? I probably want to use Seek Allies to go visit the Fremen, because I know in my next 5 cards I'm going to have Diplomacy, and then I can go to the Fremen again, and then I'll have enough influence to go here and get an early Maker's Hook. I think I'd like to do that, and I'll probably use my Signet Ring ability, and I'll gain this Sardaukar Soldier, which has it's worth 1 persuasion, or, oh, maybe not. I want it, because if I'm going to get this, I wouldn't mind trashing Reconnaissance, because they can both go to the same place, but this one's just more powerful. So maybe I'll just trash Reconnaissance, and I'm sure I'll have enough persuasion left over to just get that at the end of the turn. So anyway, I'm going to start with Seek Allies, and I'm going to go visit the Fremen. And you know what I might do? I might go to Desert Tactics, trash a card, and then use my Signet Ring to go to Assembly Hall. And when I do my reveal, I might use my Signet Ring to gain this card. And when I do my reveal turn, I might gain this one. So I can maybe trash Dagger instead of Reconnaissance. So I don't know, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Desert Tactics. That's gonna cost me 1 water, but I go up 1 influence with the Fremen. And I can gain a troop, and it's a combat space, I will deploy, and I'll do 3. Well, that might be an overcommitment. I would like to come in second place. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to just deploy the 1. I don't want to overcommit. And I can trash a card. Which one of these should I trash? You know what? I'll trash Reconnaissance, because I think I might want to keep this symbol at least until I get my Sword Master, and the sword could be helpful. So I'm going to trash Reconnaissance right away, and that is the end of my turn, so I now trash this card. All right, Lady Fenring is next. She's going to Secrets right here. So she's going to advance with the Bene Gesserit. And then this symbol here means if any human players had 4 or more intrigue cards, she would get 1 at random. But I don't have any intrigue cards. So now we go to Baron Harkonnen. We've got Desert Tactics. Oh, that's where I am. So he's not going there. Desert Tactics again. Arakeen. Yep, that one is available. So he gets another troop, and he's going to deploy. He's real heavy into this combat, and he gets a Signet Ring ability, which allows him to gain an intrigue card as well, which counts as a resource. I didn't really say this, but at the beginning for their Sword Masters, Lady Fenring needs 8 resources, and Baron Harkonnen needs 6. So she's got 1, and he's now got 2. So now it's my turn, and I am going to get second place in combat. That's great. And yeah, I'm going to play my Signet Ring, and I'm going to go up to the Assembly Hall. Now I gain an intrigue card, and I can use this on any of my turns to spend 2 spice to gain 5 Solari, or 5 Solari to gain 5 spice. Interesting. So let me move these things down. I've got this plot card, and that'll get me 1 persuasion at the end of, or on my reveal turn. Now I can use my Signet Ring ability. I'm going to acquire a card that costs 1 to my hand. So there we go. That's in my hand now. Ooh, Spacing Guild's Favor. So that is the end of this turn. So Lady Fenring is passing, Baron Harkonnen is passing. So it's back to me for my reveal turn. I have these 3 cards. And let's see, he's got 2, 4, 6. So he's at 12 combat strength. I am only at 2. And this gets me another 2 swords. That's fine. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 persuasion. So I will grab Sardaukar Coordination. So that's pretty good. Emperor card, an Emperor card. So I've got 2 Emperor cards, and this says this will give me a sword for each Emperor card I revealed, including this one. So that can give me a couple of swords. That's pretty good. Now I'm going to discard these, discard this. I need to replace this card and then churn this deck. So we have a 5. This is going to be discarded. That was a cool card, but there's no way I was going to be able to afford that soon. And this is a 3. Alrighty, and that was the reveal turn, so now we go to combat. There's no other modifiers, so Baron Harkonnen's going to win the combat. He gets 2 Solari, he's up to 4 resources, and he gets this card, and I'm going to get 3 Solari, so let me take that. Alright, so here's the card, so he's got a Desert Mouse and a Chris Knife now, and now we lose our troops. That was better for me than it was for him in a lot of ways. Now we fill up the maker spaces. And we can recall our agents. So 2 here, 2 from me, and 2 here. Now I've got some Solari, gets me closer to my Sword Master. If I wait for one of them to get their Sword Master first, probably Baron Harkonnen, because he's already got 4 of 6 resources, then I'll only need 6 Solari, so I'm halfway there. So now we can reset these, reveal the next conflict card. Ooh, go up 1 space with the Fremen. Desert Mouse again. I don't want either of them to get a Desert Mouse, so I'd like to win this one. We're going to pass the first player token to Baron Harkonnen, and I'm going to draw my 5 cards. It should be all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 2 Dune the Desert Planet, 1 Dagger, Diplomacy, and a Convincing Argument. So I could go visit the Fremen again, and then, I don't have any cards to go to Siege Tabor, though, to get my Maker's Hook this time. So I can either, these Dune the Desert Planet, maybe I can go to Imperial Basin, get some spice. That's okay. I might go to Accept Contract, take a contract, could be neat. And then that card draw might give me some additional persuasion that I could use at the end of this turn. Although, if I go to Imperial Basin and get 2 spice, it's not that much spice, but then I can use it to gain 5 Solari and have enough to get a Sword Master. So, all right, let's see what Baron Harkonnen does. Let's flip this first card. He's going to the Assembly Hall. So he's going up here, and he gains an Intrigue card, which is going to be resource number 5 for him. And if he had 2 influence with the Emperor, he would go up on his number 1 track, which is with the Spacing Guild, but he does not have influence with the Emperor. So now it is my turn, and I'm going to play Diplomacy. I want to make sure I get my second influence at the Fremen real quick. So let's go down here to Frem Kit, which allows me to draw a card. So we'll take my discard pile and shuffle it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I still have a deck of 10, even though I've trashed 2 cards. I've acquired 2. Okay, and I get another dagger. That's fine. And this is a combat space, so I'm going to deploy 2 troops into the combat. Discard Diplomacy. That's been spent this time. And I move up 1 space on the Fremen track and get a victory point. So first one on the board. Now let's see what Lady Fenring does. She is going to Siege Tabor, but she doesn't have enough influence with the Fremen, so we're going to redraw. Siege Tabor again. Boy. Deep Desert. And there is bonus spice there, so she will go to Deep Desert. That's an aggressive move. So it's a combat space. She's going to push in 2 troops. She gains the 1 bonus spice. And then she doesn't have a Maker's Hook, so she'll take another 4 spice, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, not enough resources for a Swordmaster. So it's going to be 5 spice in total. Let's just change this one out. So here's 5 spice for her. So she's got 6 resources. And now we go back to Baron Harkonnen for his second turn. He is going to Spice Refinery. Oh man, he gets to Signet Ring 2 rounds in a row. Spice Refinery. Combat space, but he's got no troops. Signet Ring ability is to gain an intrigue card. This is resource 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for him. So he will immediately spend his resources. And now he gains his Swordmaster. So he gets that right away. All right, good for you, Baron. And let's see. I would really like to win this combat. I don't have a lot of prospects for doing that. I wouldn't mind going to Arakeen, but that is not an option with the cards that I have. I'd like to gain a troop and then deploy troops just to make my chances of winning the combat a little bit better. So I can't go to Arakeen, I can't go to Siege Tabor, can't go to Research Station either, and I don't have the water for it even if I could. I don't have the water to go to Desert Tactics, certainly don't have the spice for Highliner. So I think really the best thing I can do is probably use Dune, the desert planet, to go to Imperial Basin. I'm going to go here, gain 2 spice, and it's a combat space. I'm going to push in 1 more troop, discard this card. What's that going to leave me for my reveal turn? I'm going to have 3 persuasion and a couple swords. I might use that persuasion to grab whatever this says, Maula Pistol. It's a Fremen card, but it allows you to go to cities, or it's got this desert symbol that can go to the Chome spaces or the Maker spaces. And so that could let me get rid of some of my Dune the Desert Planet cards too. Or I guess I get Covert Operative too, or Covert Operation on the reveal turn. It lets me place 2 spies. Or I can send an agent to where I have a spy. The agent effect won't really do anything. Each opponent discards a card. My opponents have no cards. But that could be a really strong way to get some spies out. So okay, we'll figure it out when I get there. It's Lady Fenring's turn. She's going to not go to Siege Tabor. She doesn't have the influence for it. Gather support. She can go there. So she goes here. She's going to gain a troop to her garrison. And she would go up in influence with the Emperor if she had 2 influence or more with the Emperor's track, but she doesn't. So now it's Baron Harkonnen. He is going to now gather support's taken. I swear these were shuffled. Place a spy. So he's going to place his first spy here. And now draw it again. Research Station. I think he went there before too. So gather 2 troops to his garrison and deploy them. So this is going to be a little bit crowded. And now it's my reveal turn. So I've got 3 persuasion and 2 swords. Let's see. I'm at 6. They're both at 4. I get another 2. That's not looking too bad, but it's not a sure victory either. But second place in this combat wouldn't be bad either. First place would be better, though, because either of them will make a match with the Desert Mouse and get a victory point, so I don't want that. All right, so yeah, I've used my 2 swords. I've got 3 persuasion. I can gain Maula Pistol or Covert Operation, or I could get Prepare the Way, too. Or, of course, I could elect to get nothing, but I'm going to go for the pistol. I like the card draw. That is really helpful. Now I replace it. And I can discard my cards. Do a 1-cost card. Smuggler's Harvest, Spacing Guild. If you sent an agent to a maker board space this turn, gain 1 spice. That's kind of cool. But now let's churn the Imperium row. We've got, that's a 6, so that's nothing. And a 4. That's going to be this card. So Covert Operation is still on the table for next time. What is this? Public Spectacle. Go to Spy Space. If you recall to spy this turn, advance on any track. What a nice combo these two are. I would like to do something about that, but I don't want my deck to get too big either. I could spend this now, but I don't really see a need to. So now we go into the combat phase. Lady Fenring is first. No, Baron Harkonnen is first, so we're going to draw his combat card. He gets 1. Good. I don't get anything. Now it's Lady Fenring's turn. She gets 2. All right. So that makes me the big winner. I'm going to go up 1 influence at the Fremen. That's nice. And then I gain a water and I gain a troop. I'm just going to take one of these back and lose these 2. Now, second place is going to be Lady Fenring. And so she's going to get 3 spice. I think that's going to get her Sword Master. We'll take a look in a second. And she gets a troop as well. She's blue. So she's going to get one of these and lose this one. Baron Harkonnen, thanks for playing. You get nothing. Reset these. I get this. So now whoever gets the next Desert Mouse is getting a victory point. And let's check these resources. She's got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 resources. She only needs 8. So she's going to prioritize spending the spice and keeping the water, because the water, you only need 3 to turn in for a victory point. It's 7 for spice. So she's spending all that to gain her Sword Master. There she goes. And now let's do the maker step. We're going to add 1 spice here to Haga Basin. And now we can recall our agents. I get 2. Baron Harkonnen gets 3. Lady Fenring returns 2 from the map, and she's got her 3rd. Now we're going to pass the first player token to me. And we need the next conflict card. Ornithopter. The only one who can gain a victory point from winning that one is me. So I want it. Siege of Arakeen. So we're going to be here. The shield wall is still up, so no worms in this combat. That really might only affect me, though. Nobody's got a maker hook. I could get it this time and then get some worms, but I don't think I'm really going to try and do that based off of, the fact that I don't want to spend my turns gaining a maker hook and some worms and trying to knock down the wall. I don't even know how I would really do that. So let's see if I can get my Sword Master and then win this combat with just regular troops. So I'm going to need my next 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to need one of these. So we'll have a convincing argument. We got Signet Ring, Sardaukar Soldier, and Sardaukar Coordination. That's a nice combo. I can probably do something with that. I think I'd like to hold on. I'd like to reveal this one, I think. Although what is that ability? You may deploy any troops you recruit this turn to the conflict. That's really nice too, because if you look at where you can go to that Sardaukar space up there, which is not a combat space, but gives you 4 troops. And you could go to gather support, which again is not a combat space, but can get you some troops. So that allows you to use those spaces as combat spaces. That's very nice. I'd like to go to the Sardaukar space, but I don't have the spice. I wonder if I can get the spice. Okay, that's probably plenty of shuffling. Dune the Desert Planet. That probably could have been more helpful, but... Oh, and I would like to get my Sword Master too. I'm the first player, huh? Let's see. What I think I might like to do is Signet Ring up to the Sword Master space, although I don't need it right away, but then I can gain this card with my Signet Ring ability, and then I could play it to go to Haga Basin and get an extra spice. And then, let's see. Emperor card you revealed. I'd like to hold on to this. I think I'd like to reveal these together, which would mean my only other play would be Dune the Desert Planet. Maybe I use that to go accept contract, get a card draw. That could be a way to do this, but I know there's no rush to go to Sword Master because I'm not going to be blocked there. So maybe I'll start by playing Dune the Desert Planet and going to Haga Basin because but I need that to get the extra spice. Well, okay. Let's hope nobody goes to Haga Basin. It's not a good plan. It's just a hope. So I'm going to Signet Ring, and I'm going to use this plot card to spend my 2 spice to gain 5 Solari. So here's 5 Solari. I'm going to go to Swordmaster. At least one person has gotten their Swordmaster already, so the cost is 6 Solari. And now I gain my Swordmaster. And then I can use my Signet Ring ability to acquire a card that costs 1 to my hand. I'm going to take Smuggler's Harvest. And, oh, another Public Spectacle. Huh. Okay. And what now? That was it for me, I guess. So this has been played. This has been played. And yeah, let's hope nobody goes to Haga Basin. Start with Lady Fenring. Just going Arakeen. All right, I'm safe on that one. And what is she doing? She gains a troop, and deploys. So she's in this combat, and she gets her Signet Ring ability, which is to gain 1 Solari. So that's not too bad. All right, Baron, don't go to Haga Basin. Sardaukar, all right. Got what I wanted, sort of. He goes up 1 influence there, gains 2 troops, but it is not a combat space. Now it is my turn, and so I can play Smuggler's Harvester, and I am going to Haga Basin. That will cost me 1 water. I gain 1/2 bonus spice, and I'll take the other 2 spice because I don't have a Maker's Hook, so that's 4 spice. And if you send an agent to a Maker board space this turn, gain a spice. So 5 spice total. So that's pretty nice. This is played, and that's a combat space. I'm going to go in, I guess. And I wish I had Diplomacy. I would go to Highliner. But all right, let's see what happens. Lady Fenring going to... Nope, Sardaukar is already blocked. Either Haga Basin or Imperial Basin. Neither has any bonus spice. So we're going to Espionage. There you go. Advance once with the Bene Gesserit. That's a victory point for Lady Fenring. And she's going to place a spy. And it doesn't say where, so she prioritizes the Bene Gesserit space. All right. Now it's Baron Harkonnen. Deep Desert. There's no bonus spice there, so we're going to try again. Spice Refinery. All right. And that is a combat space, so he's going to push these in. That's not good. And he gets a Signet Ring ability, gain an Intrigue card. Now it's back to me. So combat's not looking great for me. This is better if I reveal it with this, just because they're both Emperor cards and they've got some swords, which means I would only have this one to play this turn, and no matter where I went with this card, I would not be able to get any troops into the combat. So if I want to get troops into the combat, I either need to spend this, which is going to lose me a sword, but gain me a troop. I don't have enough water to go to research station, so I'd have to go here. That would at least get me a Maker's Hook, but spending this card to gain 1 troop is really going to be equal combat strength at the end. So I don't know if that's that great of a deal. I could use Sardaukar Coordination to go to gather support. I could spend 2 Solari to gain 2 troops into water. There's still a good chance I'd come in second place at that point, but then I would gain 4 Solari in a troop, so I'd be doubling my Solari if I did that. Oh, and then I still keep this bonus. That's not too bad. Oh, no, I won't. I can't play this and reveal it. How many cards do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 of them are Chris Knives, so that could mean if I use Dune the Desert Planet and go to accept contract, if I draw 1 card, I've got a 1/3 chance of getting another sword, but then I wouldn't have any more troops, so that's really not that great either. Well, all right, let's try Sardaukar Coordination. We'll see this. I'm going to send my agent to gather support, and I will spend 2 Solari, and I gain 2 troops to my garrison, and I gain a water. So here's the water. And then this says you may deploy any troops you recruit this turn to the conflict. So we'll do that. Okay, that's it for me. Now it is Lady Fenring. She is going to place a spy. That's going right here. And now she gets another card. Fremkit. That's not great. It's combat space, so she's going to do this. I don't like that. She goes up 1 influence at the Fremen. Now we have Baron Harkonnen, either Haga Basin or Imperial Basin. There's no bonus spice. So we're going to either accept contract or go to shipping. And the Baron's got no influence with the shipping guild, spacing guild, so he goes to accept contract and gains 2 Solari. Alrighty. And now it's back to me. I'm taking my reveal turn. I have these 3 cards. So let's figure out combat strength. We're at 8 and 6 and 4. I've got 1 sword. Eek. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 persuasion. There's 2 copies of public spectacle, so I doubt they'll both go away. So I'm going to grab covert operation. I've got 1 persuasion left. All right. So even if one of those goes away, hopefully I don't lose both, and maybe I can grab one of those with 4 persuasion the next turn. And I do have another convincing argument I know coming up on those 6 cards. At least one of them is a convincing argument. So now all of these are discarded. Yikes. Okay, and no more turns, so now it's combat time. So I'm the first player. Lady Fenring is going to draw next. She gets 2 swords. What color is she? Blue. 1, 2. And then Baron Harkonnen gets 1. All right, so at least I still place. This was worth more to me than it was to her, I guess. So she's going to win. She gains 2 troops, lose the rest. And she gets to place a flag on, where are we? Arakeen. And she gains 2 Solari. So there we go. And I'm in second place. So I gain 4 Solari. I did indeed double my Solari. I get 1 troop back, lose these 2. So my garrison is the same way it was at the start of last turn, and now I've got twice the Solari I did. These can go away. And she is going to gain this card, so she's got an Ornithopter now. Now we can do, well, now Baron Harkonnen loses these. Now we can refill these maker spaces. So 2 more spice. Now we can recall our agents. We're all up to 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's look at this next conflict card. Ornithopter. So if either I or Lady Fenring wins it, then we get a victory point. Advance 1 influence with the Emperor track would be really nice for me. Place a spy, gain 2 Solari. This might be a really good one for me to try and win with a worm if I can. Because if I can advance twice on the Emperor track, then I get this Imperial Birthright, which gives me an intrigue card. And then I could place 2 spies and gain 4 Solari. That would be pretty big. So let's pass the first player token to Lady Fenring and draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got Dune the Desert Planet, Convincing Argument, this pistol, Diplomacy, and a dagger. So I think that means this has to be a dagger as well. So I could use this pistol to go to Siege Tabor and get my Maker Hook, and that would give me another water. That'd be 2 water. If I use Diplomacy to go to deliver supplies, then on my 3rd turn I can use Dune the Desert Planet to go to Deep Desert, gain 2 worms. That would be good. So then I'd have 1, 2 troops in the combat plus 2 worms and a sword as well. Convincing Argument would only leave me with 2 persuasion, though. Not enough to get either of those public spectacles, but that's okay. Then I'd win the combat, gain an intrigue card, place 2 spies, gain 4 Solari. I don't even know what to do with all that Solari. Where do I spend that? You spend a little at gather support. I could go to the High Council at some point. That could be useful. Otherwise, I'm not seeing a lot to do with this Solari now that I've got it. But we're not the first players. Let's see how this goes. Lady Fenring is first. She would like to go to either accept contract or shipping. Nobody's got the influence with the Spacing Guild, so she is going to accept contract. Right there. And that's 2 Solari, so she's going to trade in these 3 for a 5. Here's the 5. And that's it. So now Baron Harkonnen would like to go to Dutiful Service. So he's going to advance with the Emperor track and gain his first victory point. And now it's my turn. I'm going to enact this plan. Oh, and that lets me draw a card. I forgot about that too. Yeah, we're going to use the pistol to go to Siege Tabor. And I will take that card draw. Yep, there's my other dagger. Now I'm going to take a Maker's Hook. So I get to place that here. I've got that the rest of the game. And now I get to gain a troop and a water. And it's a combat space. I'm going to push 2 troops into combat. I think that was a pretty good play. Let's go back to Lady Fenring now. Haga Basin or Imperial Basin. She's going to Imperial Basin because that's where the bonus spice is. So she's going to grab 2 spice for that. Or I'm sorry, 1 spice. She gains the 1 bonus spice. But according to the card, if she had a Maker's Hook, she would destroy the shield wall. She doesn't have a hook. It doesn't say anything else about gaining that spice. So I think that's it for her. Oh, but it's a combat space, so she will deploy these 2 troops. Okay, Baron Harkonnen. Turn 2, would like to place a spy. That's his second. He's going right here, the rightmost city space, and then draw another card. It's the last card on the deck. Highliner. So he is going here. This is going to be a combat. All right. 3 troops, pushing them all in. Move up 1 space on the Spacing Guild. And that is it for... Whoa, almost dropped him. Almost ruined everything. That is it for this House Hagall deck. So let's shuffle it up. And I think my plan is still sound. They're not going to go to Haga Basin at all. There's no bonus spice there. So worst case scenario, and neither of them has a Maker Hook. And I've got the Siege Tabor blocked, so they're not getting a Maker's Hook. So I think I will play Diplomacy to go to Deliver Supplies, gain a Water, get an influence with the Spacing Guild. And then on the next turn, I can afford to go to Deep Desert using Dune the Desert Planet, gain a couple of worms and a bonus spice. If somehow they go to Deep Desert before then, just for the bonus spice, then I can still go to Haga Basin and put a worm in, and I'll still have the most worms in the combat. And I'll have the most combat strength going into the final battle, but I don't know if they draw some cards, it could be bad. Okay. Well, I'm going to stick with the plan because I've got 2 ways to get worms. They're not going to block them both. Haga Basin with no bonus spice will remain open. So let's use Diplomacy. We'll go to Deliver Supplies and gain a Water. So there we go. This has been played. Let's see where they go. Lady Fenring. Arakeen is available, and it's hers, so she gets a bonus Solari. So she's up to 6 Solari, 1 more, and she's getting a victory point. And she gains a troop and deploys it, and gets her Signet Ring ability. Oh, that's a Solari. Okay, so 5, 6, plus the 1 is 7. That is a victory point for her. I would like to exchange 7 Solari for victory points, too. Baron Harkonnen is up next. He can either, let's see, depending on the conflict level, we're on conflict level 2. He'd like to go to Deliver Supplies, but that's full. So draw a new card. He's only got 1 influence with the Spacing Guild, so that's Accept Contract. That's already blocked. Haga Basin or Imperial Basin, there's no bonus spice. Research Station. I think he's been to Research Station every round. He's going to, gain 2 troops and deploy them. That's not good. So now it's back to me. So if I stick with my plan, he's got 10 conflict strength or combat strength. I've got 4. If I go here, this will get me up to 10. We'll be tied, and I'll play 2 swords. I don't know if 2 swords is going to be enough to win. I don't know if it's worth it to get to spend all that water to get second place just to get 8 Solari and 2 troops. So really my only other alternative would be to completely abandon this combat, use Dagger to go... Oh, I was going to say to High Council, but I don't have the Solari. I'm close, but I don't have enough to go to High Council. I guess I could go to the Assembly Hall, gain an Intrigue card, 1 Persuasion, and then I'd have enough Persuasion left over to get Public Spectacle. So those are the 2 plays. If I'm going to be in the combat, I'm going to Deep Desert, getting 2 worms. If I'm not going to be in the combat, I'm going to Assembly Hall, getting an Intrigue card and a Persuasion so I can get Public Spectacle on my reveal turn. And this is tough because getting the... Public Spectacle card is a good long-term play, and it will, if I do it, if I go to Assembly Hall, that's for sure the way this is going to play out. Whereas if I aim for combat, there's no guarantee that I'm going to win the combat. So, you know what, it kind of annoys me, but I'm going to spend Dagger. I'm going to give up on the combat. I'm going to go to the Assembly Hall, gain an Intrigue card. So I can either spend this during a plot turn for 1 spice, or... flip one of your face-up Ornithopter cards or question mark cards during the end game to get a victory point. So that's good. If I don't make a pair with the Ornithopters, then this is worth a point at the end. I'll keep that. What else? And I gain the 1 Persuasion. So this card is spent. And now they're both out of agent, so it's back to me for my reveal turn. So I've got, let's figure out the conflict here. This is at 10. I would have. If I had put the worms in, I would have been at 10, 11, 12. So I'm just going to keep that in mind just to see what would have happened. Lady Fenring's here. I am here. I get 1 more, but I'm out of this fight, sadly. So I'll use my 1, 2, 3, 4 Persuasion to grab Public Spectacle. I don't think it matters. Just what is the dice going to come up with, you know? I'll take that. I don't have any Persuasion left, but we still replace that. These go away. Now we churn these. All right, so that's the one that went away. That's kind of funny. All right, now time for combat. I am out, but who is the first player? Lady Fenring. So she gets 2 swords. And I would have been at 12, right? Yeah. So Baron Harkonnen, he's at 10. He gets 2. So it would have tied. So nobody would have gotten that. So yeah, I would have doubled that anyway. I would have been annoyed by that. So it looks like I made the right call. So he's going to go up 1 space on the Emperor track. He gets to place a spy. And since it's his choice, he's going to go to his first faction priority here. And that was his last spy. So he's going to recall the other 2 and gain 2 Solari and 2 troops. So he gets these. And then from the combat, he also gains 2 Solari. So that's going to bring him up to 6 total. So here's 5 Solari for the Baron. He's up to 6. And who's in second? Lady Fenring. She gets 4 Solari and a troop. We'll give her a troop from here. Take these back. We'll take his 5 troops out of there. So here's the 4 Solari for her. Now the Baron gets this combat card with an ornithopter on it. So he's got all 3 symbols. So next combat he wins will definitely be flipping a card over for a victory point. Now we can do the maker spaces. And I hope the next conflict card is good. Because now I've got all this water. I can go to deep desert and get even more spice, which would be nice. I guess I have to lose my troops. That's sad. Reset these. And now we can recall our agents. So 3 for Lady Fenring and 3 for Baron Harkonnen and 3 for myself. All right, reveal the next conflict card. Contract, oh, it's Desert Mouse, so everybody's got Desert Mouse. Get a contract, trash a card, gain a water. Okay, pass a first player token to Baron Harkonnen. I need 5 cards, so I got to shuffle these. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that right? Oh, and all these. There we go. 13. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, 14. I got a lot of cards. I need to start trashing some cards, I guess. So maybe I should win the combat, and then I can trash 2 cards. It might not be a bad idea if I have the water. Instead of going to deep desert, if I get a worm from Haga Basin and then use my other 2 water to go to research station, then I can get some troops and draw a couple of cards, which gives me more options for trashing and also potentially more combat strength. I've got 5 spice though. I could, if I draw the right cards, I can go to Highliner, which would be super cool. You know, in fact, I could go, whoopsie, I could go to Highliner and to Deep Desert. I can afford to do both of those, which would be quite the play. If I had the option, I would put some spies on some of these nice locations too. All right, let's see what it's going to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh man, no faction spaces. Got some daggers though. So let's see what the Baron does because he's starting. He's going to go to Espionage. So that is here. Gain 1 influence with the Bene Gesserit. And he's going to place a spy. His first priority is with the Spacing Guild. It's taken. Second priority is here with the Emperor. Now it is my turn. And you know what? I might use this pistol to go to Research Station and draw a card and see what else that might get me. Oh, except I can go, well, I could use Signet Ring to go to Research Station, draw 2 cards rather than 3. Oh, no, wait, you know what I should do? I should use the pistol, draw a card plus these 2 cards, have 3 cards, then Signet Ring into one of these 2 spaces and use that ability to trash a card. That's a decent plan. And then maybe, depending on what I draw, maybe I can still go to one of these faction spaces. All right, so let's start with the pistol and go to Research Station. So I'm not going to go to Deep Desert, but I might go to Haga Basin if I have the ability. So I got to spend these 2 water. Now I gain 2 troops. I'll put them in combat, and I can draw 1, 2, 3 cards. So I gain 1, 2, 3. That did not do that much. Do I have a spy out somewhere? No, I have no spies out somewhere. So Covert Operation is just going to be a reveal card. That's fine. That'll let me place 2 spies out. Then I've got some swords here. It's good to have some swords. So that'll give me 3 swords in the combat. I want to spend Signet Ring. I've got Convincing Argument. So I guess that means I want my other spent card to be Smuggler's Harvester. But then I don't have a good handle on when I play Signet Ring what I would trash. I suppose one of the Chris Knives. I don't really need those cards, even though I like having the sword. I guess what I could do is use Smuggler's Harvester to go to Haga Basin, gain a bonus spice for it, put a worm in, and then maybe use my Signet Ring to go to Arakeen if that's available, draw another card. Plus it's a combat space, I'll get another troop in there. That might not be a bad path. So, okay, anyway, this card is spent. That was a decent first turn, but let's see what Lady Fenring is going to do. She wants to go to Secrets. All right, they're pushing the Bene Gesserit right now. And I don't have 4 intrigue cards, so that's all she gets there. Now, Baron Harkonnen. Espionage, he's already taken that one. He really likes that space. Sardaukar, okay. So he's going up here, and he goes up once on the Emperor track. Man, how did he do that? So he gets a victory point for that. And 2 troops. Hopefully he doesn't go to a combat space. And so now it's back to me. I will use this to go to Haga Basin. I kind of like this plan. So I send an agent here. I need to spend my last water. And now I grab this spice plus an extra spice. And I am going to deploy a worm. So I get one of these. Okay, that's pretty good. I think I'm going to Signet Ring to Arakeen if I can. So let's hope it doesn't get blocked. Here's Lady Fenring. She would like to go to Sardaukar, but that is blocked. So Fremkit. Ooh, don't like that. Oh, that's not as bad as I thought. So she's just going to go up 1 space with the Fremen. That's a victory point. She deploys this 1 troop. Luckily, that's all she had. Now it's Baron Harkonnen. Assembly Hall. Ooh, interesting. So he gains an intrigue card. Is that his 3rd? No. This is his 2nd. And he does have 2 or more influence with the Emperor, so he goes up 1 space on the Spacing Guild track. It's another victory point. That's trouble. But it looks like I'm probably going to win this combat. So I'm going to stick with what I'm doing. I'm going to play Signet Ring. I'm going to go to Arakeen, which I don't like. Gives 1, whatever this is, Solari, 2. Oh, I'm dropping stuff everywhere. 2 Lady Fenring. So she's got 5 Solari now, but I can gain a troop, and it's a combat space, so I'll deploy, and now draw a card. Convincing Argument. That was an interesting draw. And what am I going to do now? Signet Ring ability. There's no 1-cost cards I can acquire to hand, but I can trash a card. And if it's a card worth 1 persuasion or more, I gain 2 spice. So I could trash like Smuggler's Harvester and gain 2 spice for that. I don't know if I want to. It's been kind of a nice card so far. And if I reveal with these cards here on my reveal turn, I'll have 2, 4, 6 persuasion, which is pretty good. But I can even trash a convincing argument and still get the other public spectacle, and that's pretty strong paired with this covert operation. I think I'd rather get rid of a convincing argument than get rid of Smuggler's Harvester. So that's what I'm going to do with my Signet Ring. I'm going to get rid of a convincing argument, trash it, and it was not worth 1 persuasion or more, so I don't gain any spice. And now this is spent. We go to Lady Fenring now. She wants to go to Siege Tabor, and she does have enough influence at the Fremen. So she goes here and gains a Maker's Hook. So that's dangerous. Now that she's got that, she gains a troop. Oh, hate that. Deploys it, gains a water. I guess I'm winning this combat, though. That's okay. All right. So now it's time for my reveal turn, and I reveal all of these cards. So let's see. Combat, she's at 4. He doesn't have anything. I'm at 9. And I have 2 swords here, plus any other Emperor cards? No. So 1, 2, 3 swords total. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to win the combat. That's good. I've got 4 persuasion. I'm going to take another public spectacle. Let's replace it. And now I can place 2 spies. Here, let's turn this first. All right, 5 and 3. 2 calculus of power out there. I don't really need any more cards, I don't think, unless I see something really great. Oh, this one will let me do some trashing. That's not so bad. But yeah, I can place 2 spies, which is pretty great, especially since I've got these public spectacle cards now that go to spy locations and let me let me do this too. Advance on some tracks. That's going to be strong. So what are some spaces I would definitely like to protect? I think Haga Basin. I need to have some access to worms. And then let's do this Fremen space there. I think that's pretty good. So these are now spent. All these cards, look at all these cards I went through this turn. I can go in my discard pile, and we go to combat. Lady Fenring needs to draw a card. She gets, Highliner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not enough. I'm glad Highliner's out of there now for that reason. So I take first place. I get 2 contracts. I can trash 2 cards and gain 2 water. That is amazing. It's doubled with the worm. I'm going to take the 2 water. And what 2 cards do I want to trash? Oh, that's really interesting. Oh, I can get rid of the 2 daggers that way. Or a dagger and convincing argument might be a good idea. Let's do a dagger and convincing argument. Keep 1 dagger. There we go. So these are trashed. So now my deck's getting stronger, and then I get 2 contracts. I think I definitely see myself going to Highliner. Let's take that and then reveal the next one. And what is this? Oh, acquire the spice must flow. I don't see myself doing that considering I just got rid of convincing argument. So for the second one, I'm going to take Sardaukar. That would not be a bad place for me to go because I don't have any influence with the Emperor, and it would be good to get some. Oh, another Highliner. Oh, 2 troops at Highliner. That's unbelievable. All right, so those are my bonuses. In second place is Lady Fenring. She is going to grab 1 water and a spice. Here's a spice and trash a card. She doesn't trash cards. The water is going to be her 3rd water, so she's going to turn in all of her water for a victory point. And now I gain this card. Desert Mouse, that's my 2nd Desert Mouse. I'm going to flip him over and gain a victory point for that. So I'm in okay shape. Good, not great. Just looking at the victory points here, but now this worm goes away and all the troops are lost. And what else? We need to refill the maker spaces. Ooh boy, in deep desert, look at that. That's a lot of spice. And the Baron has no maker's hook. If he were to go here, he would just get 7 spice. That's a victory point just for going there. But luckily he's not smart enough to know that. Let's take all of our agents back. 3 for me. 3 for the Baron. And 3 for Lady Fenring right here. What else now? I need to reveal the next conflict card. It's the last level 2 conflict. Man, this is flying by. Ornithopter. That would be a victory point for anyone. Not a lot of troops out there. Baron Harkonnen's got a lot in his garrison. We're going to pass the first player token, so that's going to be me, huh? I like that. And draw some cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So I've got Public Spectacle, 2 Dune the Desert Planets. I've got Diplomacy, Sardaukar Soldier. Well, I could definitely hit Highliner and Haga Basin, and I could use Public Spectacle to go to one of these Fremen spaces. I could draw another card, which would be good. And I can recall that spy when I do that to draw a 2nd card and increase with one of the factions, and I would probably do the Emperor track so I can try and get 2 to get this intrigue card. So if the 3 places I want to go are Highliner, Haga Basin, and probably Fremkit, although I could do Desert Tactics and get rid of one of these Dune the Desert Planet cards. But if those are the places that I want to go, then I've already got spies on 2 of them. So the only one at risk of losing is Highliner, so I should go there first. Oh, and I know nobody's going to go to Haga Basin because there's no bonus spice there. So let's start by playing Diplomacy and going to Highliner. And that'll complete this contract. Ooh, that's nice too. I could go to Deep Desert instead of Haga Basin. So I've gone to Highliner. I do need to spend my 5 spice. And now that I've gone there, I complete the contract, gain 2 water. Just flip this over. And man, I like that a lot. And now I gain 5 troops, and I'm going to deploy them all. And I go up 1 influence with the Spacing Guild, and that's going to get me 1 victory point. That was a good start. Combat's looking good now. Got a victory point. Got spies on the other places I'd really like to go, but I could go to Deep Desert. That would be real cool. But since I just went to Highliner, I probably don't need to. But again, the spice would be good. So, okay, let's see. Lady Fenring, where's she going? Dutiful Service. So she is going here. Not that big a deal. And Desert Tactics from Baron Harkonnen. That is, where the heck is that? Oh, this one with the Fremen. All right, well, I guess that doesn't really decide anything yet. That is a combat space, though, so he gets one, pushes those two in. He does not have a maker hook, so he's not breaking the shield wall. That's fine. So now it's to me, and I've got a couple choices. Do I want to go to Deep Desert? I don't know if that's overkill. It's really more blocking than anything, just to get the extra spice. And then which of these two Fremen spaces am I going to want to go to? I'm going to recall the agent either way and go up with a track. If I go here, I'm recalling the agent just to go there. If I go here, I'm going to recall the agent and draw 2 cards. Oh, but you know what? If I go here, I'll go up and then gain either way. I'll go up and gain a water too and get a victory point. And so I'm going to have even more water. So I might as well go to Deep Desert now. Let's do that. I'm going to play Dune the Desert Planet to go to Deep Desert. That costs 3 water. 1, 2, 3. So I gain this 3 bonus spice. Like having that, it's 5 spice. Let's just make some change. So I've got enough for another Highliner in my future if I want. And I'm going to gain 2 sandworms into the conflict. Maybe it's a little bit overkill, but it was a good blocking move. So I feel pretty good about that turn as well. Oh, and you know what I can do in the future? I've also got enough spice now that I could, on another turn, like on next round, play... Where is it? This card, finally go to Sardaukar, advance with the Emperor track, get those 4 troops and deploy them using that card. And an intrigue card. Okay, so I'm set up good for that. So let's see what Lady Fenring does. Research station. And she gets a couple troops and pushes them into the combat. And Baron Harkonnen like to go to Siege Tabor. Oh, he does have... No, he doesn't have enough influence. Eat it, Baron. Go gather support. And so he's going to, oh, that's not great. He's going to gain a troop, and he does have 2 or more influence with the Emperor, so he's going to go up on his second priority, which is the Emperor again. Yeesh. The Emperor really likes the Baron, but apparently the Fremen don't, because he's not going to the siege. So that all tracks. So let's see. I'm probably going to play this to go to one of the Fremen spaces. If I go here, I could trash this and get an intrigue card, but I think I'm pretty happy going down here to Fremkit. I'm going to go there, and I'm going to voluntarily recall this spy, and now, because I recall the spy this turn, I get to advance on any one track, and so I'm going to advance here with the Emperor. And now I've gone here, so I advance with the Fremen. I gain this victory point, and what else? And I gain a water. So we get that, and I can draw a card for the space, plus draw a card for recalling voluntarily my agent. This is looking pretty good. Things are going the way I want. And then if I win this combat, which it very much looks like I will, then I can get 2 influence with the Bene Gesserit, get another victory point for that, plus a couple of intrigue cards are not going to hurt me at all. I like the way it's looking. All right, 2 cards. We get Mala Pistol and Dagger. So that's going to be a couple more swords for this combat. A little bit unnecessary, but that's okay. So we will put this over here now. And let's see what Lady Fenring does now. She wants to go to Arakeen. Of course she does. It's her spot. That is her city. She gains 1 Solari. So she gets this. She's up to 6. She also gains a troop and deploys it. And her, and her Signet Ring ability, gain another Solari. So that is 7. That's a victory point for her. That seemed very intentional. Good on her. Okay, now Baron Harkonnen's last turn for the round. Desert Tactics. He's already been there. Place a spy. He's already got a spy in that position. So I get, or no, he doesn't. Somebody else does. So he just goes to the next one, the leftmost or the rightmost space. That's a dumb space for him to put a spy, but I guess he's blocking me. Now he gets these 2 back, and he's going to gain 2 troops. I'm going to put him here to remind me that he got them this turn. And 2 Solari. So he's going to go from 6 to 8. So he's going to spend 7 of those 8. He'll have 1 left over for a victory point. And he still gets another card. Haga Basin or Imperial Basin. He's going to Imperial Basin, because that's where the bonus spice is. He gains the 1 bonus spice. He can't take down the shield wall, but it is a combat space. So he just gained these 2 troops this turn, and he's going to push in 2 more. I was afraid of that. Oh boy, I think I'm still in good shape, but I don't like the way it looks. So here's 6, and he's got 12, 13, 14, and I'm going to have 10 from my troops, then another 6 from the worms. So I'm glad I didn't go to Haga Basin. Glad I went to Deep Desert. Now it's my reveal turn, so I've got 3 more swords. So 1, 2, 3. That does help a lot. And I have 3 persuasion. I'm going to grab a Calculus of Power because I can use that to trash other cards. And certainly I would use it to trash my other reconnaissance card if I can find it. So I've got some good stuff here. I'm just trying to pare down my deck a little bit. Now this stuff goes away. We replace this card and then churn the Imperium row. 1 and 6. So this one goes away immediately. And there's Smuggler's Haven. Ooh, boy, look at that. I've made use of that one before. But now it is time for combat. So I was the first player. So next is Lady Fenring. She gets no swords. And then Baron Harkonnen gets 3. 1, 2, 3. That was pretty close, but I win. I like it when I win. So I get to go up with the Bene Gesserit twice because of my worms. That's a victory point. And what else? I get 2 intrigue cards. Ooh, a combat one. Weird in combat, and a plot one, strategic stockpiling. Ooh, and those are both pretty interesting. This gives me a reason to get 1 more influence with the Bene Gesserit. And then if I can, this kind of makes me want to use the 5 spice for this instead of 4 highliner, but I might hold on to that for a while and see what happens. Okay, pretty interesting. And then I'm going to lose these worms and all of these troops, sadly. Second place will be Baron Harkonnen, so he's going to lose. He's going to get 1 of these troops back and lose all the rest. And he gets 1 spice and 1 intrigue card. So here's the spice, but the intrigue card will be his 3rd. So he's going to turn those in for a victory point. So he is red. So we're all tied at 5, at least for the moment. Lady Fenring gets nothing. She loses her troops. So these reset. I gain this card. That is my 2nd Ornithopter symbol, so I am going to flip them and gain a victory point for that. So I'm in the lead at 6. And we will be going into combat level 3 now. Let's fill this maker space. So 1 bonus spice there. And start recalling agents. 3 for Baron Harkonnen. 1, 2, 3 for Lady Fenring. And 1, 2, 3 for myself. Okay, next conflict card is, the question mark one, okay. Ooh, and choose 2. Go up with 2 different factions. Man, to win that with a worm, choose 2 different ones and then choose 2 different ones a second time. I don't know how I'm going to get that, but I've got to get it. So let's get my 5 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all I've got. So I might want to draw some cards if I can. I've got no ability to get to highliner, sadly. I think my only way to get there is diplomacy. It'd be good if I could place a spy at the Spacing Guild. I do need to pass the first player token to Lady Fenring. I'm not going to think too much about this until I see their next 2 turns. So Lady Fenring would like to go to the Deep Desert, but there is no bonus spice, so she's going to draw again. Spice Refinery. She's going to get her Signet Ring ability. So she goes here. Signet Ring is to gain a Solari, and it's a combat space, but she's got no troops. Now, Baron Harkonnen, either go to Haga Basin or Imperial Basin. He is going to Haga Basin. So that is here. He's going to take this bonus spice, and he doesn't have a Maker's Hook, so he's going to take 2 more spice, which is going to bring him up to 5 in total. So here's his 5 spice, and now it's my turn. So Covert Operation, I definitely would like to just play on my reveal turn, put a couple of spies out. So with what I have left, I could, since I don't have a way to go to highliner, I could do Sardaukar Coordination to go to the Sardaukar space, and that'll let me get some cards to this contract, so that would definitely be something I want to do before my Signet Ring. I could always go to Haga Basin because I've got a spy there using Smuggler's Harvester, and I could get a worm into the conflict that way. So, okay, let's start with Sardaukar Coordination. That's good. I'm going to send my agent here to the Sardaukar space. That cost 4 spice. I've got 5, so I get 1 spice back. And now I gain an intrigue card. Let's take a look at that. Opportunism. Spend 2 Solari and decrease influence with factions twice to gain a victory point. Maybe we'll see how things are looking in a little bit. That's Something I potentially could do, especially if I win this combat and get a bunch of influence with the factions. Then I'll have more than enough. But now I'm also going to gain 4 troops, and because I played Sardaukar Coordination, I may deploy them to the conflict, so I'm going to do that. And now I go up one time with the Emperor faction and gain a victory point there. So I think that was pretty decent. Let's see. I'm in all right shape right now. Let's see what Lady Fenring does on her second turn. She would like to go to Deep Desert. I think that's what she wanted to do last time. There's no bonus spice there. Try again. Place a spy. So she's going to place a spy on Imperial Basin. And that was her third spy. So she's going to recall the other 2. And she gets to go up once with the Bene Gesserit, which is going to get her this token and a victory point. Okay. And now she still draws a card. Either Haga Basin or Imperial Basin. This one is blocked. This one has no bonus spice. Draw again. Let's see, how much influence does she have? She does not have 2 yet with the Spacing Guild, so she is going to go to Deliver Supplies. I'm sorry, no, this is based on conflict level. We're at conflict level 3. Never mind, she is going to Highliner. So she's going to go up once here, and that gets her another point. She is chasing me. She gets 1, 2, 3 troops and puts them in the combat. Yikes. I got to put a stop to that. The Baron is next. He would like to go to Spice Refinery, but it's taken, so he's going to Fremkit. Don't like that, because now he's got 2 influence with the Fremen. That means he can get a Maker's Hook. And that's all. Oh, and it's a combat space, so he pushes those 2 troops in. All right, let's shuffle these while I think about my options. So combat's getting a little cluttered. We're on combat level 3, so as we saw, the rivals are a little bit more aggressive depending on what cards they draw. If I had a third water, I would just go for Deep Desert and get 2 worms, but I don't have enough water. Where can I get water? I could go to Siege Tabor with my Signet Ring. And that would give me another troop as well. I don't really have a reason to take down the barrier wall. Well, except that I can't get worm bonuses then. I get the water either way. Maybe I do take down the barrier wall, and then I'm just clear to get worms. And then I could use that water in the next turn with Smuggler's Harvesters. I won't be able to get the bonus spice. Oh, yes, I will. I can get a bonus spice and 2 worms. That's probably the way. Although I wouldn't mind Public Spectacle. That would only get me 1 worm. It would save me a water, but I'd go to Haga Basin and retrieve my 1 agent and then go up on any one track. Any one faction track anyway. Oh, and I hit level 2 on the faction track. I get an intrigue card for that. I took that intrigue card, but not that bonus one. Let's get that too. Contingency plan. Ooh, that can be some swords. That's really good. And man, I've got everything in my discard pile. If I play Signet Ring, I can trash any card that I want. And if I use Public Spectacle to go here and recall this agent, then I can advance on the Bene Gesserit track, which would give me 3 influence with them. And then this card gets stronger too. And then once I've used that card, then I don't mind going back down 1 space on the Bene Gesserit with Opportunism. So, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start by using Signet Ring to go to Siege Tabor. I'm going to grab a water, and I'm going to destroy the shield wall, and then I can trash any 1 card. And it should probably be one of these Dune the Desert Planet cards. Although I could trash Sardaukar Soldier and gain another intrigue card. I'm going wild on intrigue cards here. Oh, and this one has a cost of 1. That would give me a couple spice, too. It's kind of... I don't have a lot of options to go to these blue spaces. But it's getting towards the end of the game, and that might be a good move. So, okay, that's what I'm doing. Signet Ring. Oh, wait. Shoot. I went to Sardaukar. I should have completed this contract, which means I got to shuffle this up. And that means I may not have this available for trashing. Darn it. And I don't think that's optional. Okay, I'm going to do that. I've got to draw 2 cards, which I guess will give me more options, but... having trouble keeping track of all this stuff that I'm doing. I got a lot of cool stuff going on. Good problem. 2 cards. 1, 2. All right. Well, I guess I would trash dagger then. Not as good. Well, I think I'm still doing this. So, where in the world am I going? Why am I doing what I'm doing? What do I get for having this pistol? Draw another card. Would I rather trash one of these cards or draw another card? Tough choice. I think I'm going to draw a card. Although this gets me 1 combat strength guaranteed. Then I could potentially still use this to trash a card next time, but I think I'd rather play Public Spectacle. Man, I really wish I had drawn a Dune the Desert Planet. All right, I'm going to stick with the ring, I guess, just to hold on to this sword, but I don't think I'm going to trash anything. I'm going to go to Siege Tabor, and I'm going to gain a water, and I'm going to remove the shield wall. So, boom, that's gone. Then, yeah, I'm not going to use... Oh, it's a combat space. I've got nothing to push. Okay. Man, yeah, I feel like I should trash something, but I'm not going to. I want to use this sword right. Although I've got all these swords up here. I don't need this. I will trash dagger with my signet ring ability. Okay, I feel better that I trashed something. Let's go to Lady Fenring, and she's going to not go to Siege Tabor because I've already gone there. Highliner is blocked, thank goodness. Gather support she can do. So she goes here, and she gains 1 troop to her garrison. This is not a combat space, and she does not have 2 or more influence with the Emperor, so she doesn't get that other ability. Now, Baron Harkonnen, he has at least 2 influence at the Spacing Guild, so he's going to shipping. I haven't seen him go there yet, so he gains 2 Solari, and he advances on his number 1 priority, which is Spacing Guild. So, okay, at least I look good for the combat now. So I'm going to use this to go to Haga Basin. So to do that, I need to recall this agent, and because I recalled an agent, I can go up 1 on any of my faction tracks. Oh, and of course, going there does cost a water. I need to spend that first. So I will go up 1 space with the Bene Gesserit. And there's no bonus spice here, but I do get to gain a sandworm. All right. This is gone. And now that's the end of that turn. Nobody else has any agents left. So now I have my reveal turn. I have these 3 cards. So let's figure out combat. This is at 6. This is at 4. I am at 8, 9, 10, 11. And I've got 1 sword here. That brings me to 12. I have 2 persuasion. I'm not going to do anything with that, I don't think. Although, I don't know, maybe Maker Keeper. I've got enough influence to get those bonuses. And I did grab that other Calculus of Power that's going to let me trash some stuff. So sure, you know what the heck. We'll grab this card. So then I've got another city icon, so I don't feel so bad getting rid of that other city icon. So now I also get to place 2 spies. And I think I'm going to put 1 on Haga Basin. Where do I want the other one to go? Probably on one of the faction spaces. Even though I don't have that much ability to get to the faction spaces. Maybe we'll keep this. That's not such a bad spot. Okay, let's refill this. And now I've got to cycle these. 3 and 5. So a couple more cards out there. Imperial Spy Master. Spacing Guild's Favor. Okay, and now these can go to the side. So that was my reveal turn. Nobody else has anything to do. So I've already done my combat stuff. Who's first player? Lady Fenring. She gets 2 swords, and Baron Harkonnen gets 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even better, they tie with each other, and I win. So this is going to be massive for me. I get to go up on any 2 different tracks. I'm going to choose Bene Gesserit and Spacing Guild. Now I get to repeat that. I get to go up on any 2 different tracks, and I'm going to go Bene Gesserit and Spacing Guild, and that means I'm going to gain this token for victory point. I'm going to take the Bene Gesserit one away from Lady Fenring, so she goes down 1 victory point, and I go up 1 again. Oops, although I did the wrong cube there. Okay. And I also gain that Intrigue card and 3 Solari. So let's take this Intrigue card. I've got so many Intrigue cards. I don't even know what to do with them. And here's my Solari. And what was that Intrigue card about? Extra resources, this one. But it was about water and spice. I wish it was about having a ton of Solari. So let me try and... I've got so many of these, I got to organize them now. These are for combat, potentially. And that's a victory point. This one will be one at the end of the game combined with this card. I don't know that that one's that strong, but don't mind having it. So, okay, that's what I got for combat. Now I'm going to lose the worm and these 4 troops. And in second place, they're both tied, so they both get the third place prize. So 3 spice. So that's going to bring Lady Fenring up to 5 spice. And that brings Baron Harkonnen up to 8. So he's going to spend 7 for a victory point. And I am pretty far in the lead. So I'm feeling real good about this. I gain this card, which I will pair with Ornithopter there at the end of the game for a victory point. So let's see if I can bring this thing home. So we add some spice for the maker spaces. We got to lose these troops. And now we can recall all of the agents. So the Baron is there, and there. 1, 2, 3. And Lady Fenring gets these 3 back. And I get these 3. Okay, the next conflict card, another level 3 conflict. That's some victory points. Battle for Imperial Basin, which nobody controls, so nobody gets the control bonus for it, which for the record would be to deploy 1 troop from the supply into the combat. But I have taken down the shield wall, so I can get a worm there. So we pass the first player token now to Baron Harkonnen. I need to draw 5 cards. These need to go in my discard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 1 card left. So I've got Dune the Desert Planet, Sardaukar Soldier, Diplomacy, Calculus of Power, and Dune the Desert Planet. So I can use Calculus of Power to trash Sardaukar Soldier. And when I trash it, I'll gain an intrigue card. I could also trash, because this is an Emperor card, if I trash this card, on the reveal turn, I'll get 3 swords for it. But I've got so many swords over here, I don't really need to worry about doing that. So I could just play this to trash this, get another intrigue card. Diplomacy would be good to go to somewhere. I don't know. If I had the spice for it, I would go to Sardaukar, get more troops, then use one of these Dune the Desert Planet cards to get some worms as well and deploy those troops. Although I could use Calculus of Power to go to Siege Tabor, get another troop, deploy it, and then, what was I thinking? Oh, recall the spy voluntarily to draw a card. Then again, I could go to Research Station, recall that spy voluntarily, and draw 3 cards, gain a couple troops. So I don't really need the worm. I think I'm far enough ahead that when I trigger the endgame, I'm going to win. So I don't know. Let's see what Baron Harkonnen does on his first turn anyway. We're in conflict level 3. He's going to Highliner. That's painful. I should have put my, I was going to say I should have put my spy there, but I don't have anywhere near enough spice for it, so who cares? So he's going to go up 1 time with the Spacing Guild. He gets nothing for that. A little bit too late. And 3 troops, they're all going into the combat. Do need to overcome that somehow. So I think I will use Calculus of Power to go to Research Station. And I will spend, of course, the 2 water as required. And I gain 2 troops, and I'll deploy them. I can trash a card, so I will trash Sardaukar Soldier. And when this card is trashed, gain an intrigue card. Wow, that is a lot of swords. Yeah, I really don't need that many troops then. I'm going to win this combat just with the sword icons alone. And I can draw 2 cards, and I will voluntarily recall this spy to draw a 3rd card. So here's 1. Get Public Spectacle, and I get to draw 2 more. So Public Spectacle would let me go to Haga Basin, and if I recalled, then I could go up on another track. I don't know that I need to. I guess I could defensively go up on Spacing Guild so I don't lose it in case Baron Harkonnen goes to deliver supplies. But let's see what else I get. I get Smuggler's Harvester and another Public Spectacle. I've got a lot of cards, but I can't go to that many places. I could go to just a few. All right, Lady Fenring, what are you doing? You are going to Sardaukar. Man, all right, you go up there, you get a victory point, you get 2 troops in your garrison, but you're not in a combat space. I should probably take this card off the board. Okay, now the Baron going to Arakeen. That will get Lady Fenring 1 Solari. So she's made a couple bucks off that. Baron Harkonnen gaining a troop and deploying. Signet Ring ability, gaining an intrigue card. That's his first. So that's not doing much. He has yet to make a set out of those combat cards. So that's his turn. Now it's back to me. And I think my best bet is to play Diplomacy And wait, it's not my turn. I'm getting ahead of myself. Baron Harkonnen is not gone yet. Or he has. I see what I did. I grabbed the wrong worker, the wrong agent. It should look like that. Because he went first, he went to Highliner, then I went here, she went here, then he got a second turn to go to Arakeen. Okay, that was confusing. I'm going to go play diplomacy. I think my best bet is to be defensive, go to deliver supplies. So I go up one more time there so I don't get passed, and I gain a water. And so I'll probably use that water next time to go to Haga Basin, even though I don't really need it. I'll use Public Spectacle. I'll recall the spy. And then I'll be able to go up one more space on the Emperor track, I guess, but not before playing Opportunism. So I'll decrease the Emperor track and the Spacing Guild because I won't be passed, and then increase the Emperor track to get my victory point back and gain another intrigue card. So, okay, that made sense to me anyway. I've got sort of a plan. And I've got a spy in place, so nothing can get in the way of my plan. So I think I'm in good shape. Let's see what Lady Fenring does. She's going to Deep Desert. Ooh, maybe that will get in the way. She gets the bonus spice. She's at 6 spice, and she does have a Maker's Hook. So she's going to put these 2 troops in and gain 2 worms. Ouch. I think I can still win this combat. I better still win it or I'm in trouble. I haven't really mathed that out yet, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I should be plenty fine. Baron Harkonnen would like to go to Arakeen. It's taken. He's going to place a spy here at Chom and draw again. Secrets. This one. So he goes up 1. That's a victory point. And, ooh, I do have enough intrigue cards for him to take one. Ooh, some of these are more important to me than others. Uh-oh. Didn't think about that. Good move, Baron. So just got to shuffle these and he gets 1. I might as well reveal it. I'm going to know what it is. It's coming from my hand. Oh, man. Okay. Well, I'm still going to win this conflict. I'm still going to have a worm. I should be fine, but that was, I guess, going to be worth a point to me. But if I win the combat, then I couldn't have used this anyway. So, all right, he gets that intrigue card from me. Good play. But I don't remember. Did I advance this track? Did he just go up and do I owe him a victory point? Shoot, I don't know. I was doing too many things at once. Now I got to stop because that could be really important for the end of the game. So I guess I'm going to stop and offload this footage and then come back and finish up. So give me just a second. Okay, so a half hour later, turns out I did everything correctly, so I can just keep going. It is my turn, and this will be the last turn of the game, I am pretty certain. So I am going to first spend this intrigue card. I need to go down on 2 of my influence tracks. Let's go down on the Emperor track, so for a moment I lose a victory point. And let's just say this one here. And I also spend 2 Solari, and now I gain a victory point. So that goes back up. This is spent, and now I will use Public Spectacle to go where I have a spy. I'm going to go here to Haga Basin. That costs 1 water. And I'm going to voluntarily recall this spy. Because I recall the spy this turn, I can advance on a track. So let's go to this Emperor track, get my victory point back. Now I'm at 10, and I recalled it voluntarily, so I draw a card, get Maula Pistol. That's fine. And now there is no bonus spice here, but I will take a worm, please. So I get one of these. I don't have any other troops to deploy. That is it for this card. Now Lady Fenring goes one more time. She's got Spice Refinery that is available. So she goes here. It is a combat space, so she's going to push this troop into combat. Jeez Louise. And she gets her Signet Ring ability, which is just going to be 1 Solari. So she gets that. Okay, now it's time for my reveal turn. Let's figure this out. Baron Harkonnen's at 8. Lady Fenring is at 6. Plus 6 is 12. And I'm at 4 plus 3 is 7. All right, doesn't look good, but it is good. It'll be fine. I get, let's see, 1 sword. That's it, just 1 sword. So that gets me up to 8. What else do I get? I get to place a spy. That was important for some reason. I don't remember. Oh, for this intrigue card there. So I place a spy. I could place it anywhere. Let's put it here. I don't think it matters. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Persuasion I could spend. I don't think this game's going to continue, but we'll take this. If I have to take something, let's take that. And we might as well cycle these. 6 and 3. Okay. Now, it's time for combat. These are all in my discard pile here, along with these. So, who's first player? Baron Harkonnen, he gets 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then Lady Fenring gets 2. Okay, I think I can do this. So now I can play some cards. I've got plenty of them. I'll play this one for 3. I was at 8. 1, 2, 3. Now we're tied at 11. I could play this one for 5 because I've got at least 3 in the Bene Gesserit. So I go from 11 to 16. And I know I win. But just for fun, let's do this one too, which is 2. Plus I can recall this agent or this spy. That's why I put it there. So I can get another 5. That gets me to 21. And that just feels good to flip that over. These two have done nothing for me, but these are spent. Combat's over. I win. I double my rewards. So I take control of Imperial Basin. Can't take control of it twice, but I do gain a victory point plus a victory point. If I had 4 spice, I could spend it for a victory point, and then if I had another 4 spice, I could spend it for another victory point. That would have been cool, but I don't have enough spice for that. And then who's in second place? That is going to be Lady Fenring. So she gets 10 spice, and she has 6, so that's 16. She spends... wow, she gets 2 victory points from that and then has 2 spice left over. So here's her 2 left over. She gets 2 victory points. And then I get this card. And I guess I will pair it with this during the end game because it is now end game time. There's nothing else to do here. So I guess we'll lose the troops, lose the worms. These go away. These go away. And these can be reset. And yeah, I'm going to pair these now since it's the end game. These two go together and get me victory point 13. And do I have anything else? No, I guess that's it. I think the Baron took my other one. Yeah, that could have gotten me a victory point, but that's okay. We'll just put this up here then. So final score, 13 to 9 to 8. The princess is in charge of this galaxy, I guess. So that was a lot of fun. That was another good Dune Imperium playthrough, a little bit different than previous ones. I trashed a bunch of cards. Let me check off to the side here. These are the cards I trashed. I ended up getting rid of 2, 4, 6, 7. I mean, Seeking Allies always goes away, but I got a lot. I got rid of 6 of my starting 10 cards, plus this other one here. So that was neat to see on the channel. I completed a couple contracts. They didn't have like a huge effect on this game, but I still like to do that. You may have noticed that most of the Imperium row cards are different from the original Dune Imperium, so just a little variety to see there. I got to use some spies and really interact with the spies mechanics, so I'm glad I got that on the channel. I really like these new rival cards. I think they're more streamlined than the originals. I think they work really well, and that priority track on the bottom is really cool. Their whole spy mechanism works really elegantly. You know, big points for the solo mode on this game. I'm really impressed with it. So I had a lot of fun playing. Hopefully you enjoyed watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, because I've got more Dune Imperium content coming, including a giveaway contest where I'm going to give away some of this Dune Imperium stuff. So make sure you're paying attention so you don't miss that. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Share it with somebody else. Hype it if you can. Head over to Board Game Geek. Leave a like on it there. Maybe a comment. All those things are fantastic. I will be back in a few weeks to do a couple videos on Bloodlines. So I'll unbox it. I'll teach how to play it, and I'll explain how to use it with Dune Imperium versus Dune Imperium Uprising, and then I will play Uprising with Bloodlines. So all that stuff is coming in a few weeks. And if you want to help out this channel, head over to Ko-fi, Ko-fi. There's a link in the description. You can throw me a couple bucks. I would really appreciate it to keep this channel running. It would be a big deal for me. But that's what I got. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching Table for One. Again, I had a great time, and I hope you did too, and I'll see you in the next video.